Hi, Mr. Richards here, and today's algebra lesson is on multiplying polynomials. The first method we will use is to multiply using the distributive property. And we have two methods to do this. We're going to use a vertical method and a horizontal method. Well, with our vertical method, we're going to set these up y plus 8 and then times y minus 4. And what we're going to do is multiply like we would if they were all whole numbers. We're going to take the negative 4 and multiply it by a positive 8, and then the negative 4 and multiply it by the y. And then we'll do a new row. We'll do a y times 8 and a y times y. And we'll see how this works. So we'll do the negative 4 times 8, which is a minus 32. And then the negative 4 times y is negative 4y. And then we do need to have a placeholder for another row, so we might as well write 0 here. And then we'll do y times 8, and that is 8y. And then we'll do y times y, which is going to be y squared. And when we add these up now, we're left with negative 32, and then negative 4y plus 8y is a positive 4y, and then we have our y squared. So y squared plus 4y minus 32. And that was the vertical method. Now we also have a horizontal method. And in this way, we're going to take the y and multiply it by y minus 4. And we'll add that to the 8 times the y minus 4. And saying, wait, how did we split this up? Well, this y is this y, and then the plus 8 is this plus 8, and we're going to distribute both of these here. So y times y is y squared. Y times the minus 4 is a minus 4y. And then we're going to have the 8 distributed to the y, so plus 8y minus 32. And now we get to combine like terms, so we have the negative 4y and the positive 8y, which we just have to combine. So we'll have y squared plus 4y minus 32. And that's the horizontal way of finding a product using the distributive property. We're going to solve one more of these using the distributive property. And so we'll have the vertical method and the horizontal method. And so for our vertical method, we'll set up 2x plus 1. And we're going to multiply that by x plus 6. And so now for our first step, we're going to take 6 times 1, and that is 6. That's a positive 6. And then we'll have 6 times 2x, which is 12x. And then we'll have our placeholder in our second row, so plus 0. And then we'll have x times 1, which is just x. And then we'll have x times 2x, which is just 2x squared. And now we get to combine. 6 plus 0 is 6. 12x plus 1x is 13x. And then we have our 2x squared. And that's the vertical method of multiplying and finding this product. And of course, we have also the horizontal method, where we will take our 2x and multiply it by the other parentheses, x plus 6. And we'll add that to the 1 times x plus 6. And now we get to distribute. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 6 is 12x. And then we'll have our 1 distributed, and our 1 times x is just plus x, and 1 times 6 is 6. And once again, we can combine like terms using the same degrees. So we'll have just 2x squared plus 12x and 1x combined to be 13x, plus 6. And that's the horizontal method of finding the product. So the vertical and the horizontal. Now there's also a fun FOIL way. In our FOIL method, to multiply two binomials, find the sum of the products f, the first terms, o, the outer, I, the inner, and L, the last. And you can see in our concept box how this is done. And now, to do this, I'm going to rewrite this down here, z minus 6, and then z minus 12. And FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. And so let's multiply the first terms together first. That's going to be our first. So for our f, we're going to have z times z. And then we do our outer, and our outer is the z times the negative 12. That's our outer, so we'll write that plus z times negative 12. And then from there, we'll have our inner, which is simply this negative 6 times z, that's our inner. So plus negative 6 times z. And then lastly, no pun intended, we have our last. So for our last, we'll have negative 6 times negative 12. And now we multiply and combine when we need to. Our first z times z is z squared. Z times negative 12 is a negative 12z, so we can write that minus 12z. Negative 6 times z is a negative 6z, so we can write that negative 6z. And then negative 6 times negative 12 is a positive 72. Now again, I can combine like terms. I have this 12z and this negative 6z. So now I can have my final answer of z squared minus 18z plus 72. And so the FOIL method, first, outer, inner, last. And we can reattempt this in this example. So we'll rewrite 5x minus 4, and we'll multiply that by 2x plus 8. And remember, our FOIL is first, outer, inner, last. So we're going to multiply the first terms by each other, so our 5x and our 2x. So we'll have 5x times 2x for our first, and then we'll have the outer, which is 5x times 8. So our outer is 5x times 8. And then our inner, negative 4 times 2x. So the inner is plus negative 4 times 2x. And then lastly, we have the last, which is plus negative 4 times that 8. And now we can simplify. 5x times 2x is 10x squared. 5x times 8 is plus 40x. Negative 4 times 2x is a minus 8x. And negative 4 times 8 is a minus 32. And once again, we can combine like terms here, and most of the time those will be in the middle for now. So we'll have 10x squared plus 32x minus 32, and that is our solution using the FOIL method. Now what about using the FOIL method for a real-world problem? A patio in the shape of a triangle shown below is being built in a backyard. The dimensions given are in feet. The area A of the triangle is 1/2 the height times the base B. Write an expression for the area of the patio. Well, if we set our variables first, our height h is our x minus 7. Our base b is equal to 6x plus 4. And now we have our area formula that we're given here. Area is equal to 1/2 times the height times the base. Now, you could also do 1/2 base times height or base times height divided by 2, but we'll use the formula that's given to us in the problem. So, now we make our substitution in. Area is going to equal 1/2 times our height is x minus 7 times our base is 6x plus 4. And now we get to FOIL. So area is going to equal 1/2, and we'll put our results in this bracket here. So our first terms are going to be x times 6x times our outer terms, which is going to be plus x times 4. And then we have our inner terms, which is going to be plus the negative 7 times 6x, and then plus the last terms, which is going to be negative 7 times 4. And that is that polynomial FOILed out. And so now area is going to equal 1/2. X times 6x is 6x squared, plus x times 4 is 4x. Negative 7 times 6x is minus 42x. And negative 7 times 4 is a negative 28. And now we can once again inside here combine the like terms with the 4x and the minus 42x. So area is going to equal 1/2 times 6x squared minus 38x minus 28. Now lastly, we have our 1/2. And what we're going to do is take the 1/2 and multiply it by each term in our bracket. So area is going to equal 3x squared minus 19x minus 14. And that is the expression for our area of the patio. What happens when we need to find the product of a binomial and a trinomial? Well, we get to use the distributive property. We're going to take the 3a and multiply it by a squared minus 12a plus 1. We're going to add that to 4 times the a squared minus 12a plus 1. And then we'll combine like terms. So basically we're taking this 3a and multiplying it by everything, and we're taking the 4 and multiplying it by everything. And so our 3a times a squared is 3a to the third. 3a times 12a is minus 36a squared, and 3a times 1 is plus 3a. And then 4 times a squared is plus 4a squared. 4 times negative 12a is minus 48a. And 4 times 1 is plus 4. And now we get to combine like terms. We have nothing to combine with the 3a cubed, but we do have a 36a squared here and a positive 4a squared there. And we also then have a plus 3a and a minus 48 that we can combine. And so as we write this answer out, we'll have 3a cubed, and then just to show this step here, plus, where we're combining these, negative 36a squared with the 4a squared, and then adding that to the single a's, 3a minus 48a, and then plus 4. So lastly, 3a cubed minus 32a squared minus 45a plus 4. And that is our product. What happens when we multiply a trinomial by a trinomial? Well, same type of thing, just a lot of variables and letters that you need to keep track of. So we're going to start off with our 2b squared, and that's going to be multiplied by b squared plus 3b minus 1, and then plus the 7b is our next term in there, times the b squared plus 3b minus 1. And then lastly we have the 9, so plus 9 times the b squared plus 3b minus 1. So once again, distributing each term to the next parentheses. So 2b squared times b squared is 2b to the 4th. 2b squared times 3b is 6b to the 3rd. And then 2b squared times negative 1 is a minus 2b squared. Next, we have 7b times b squared. So that's going to be plus 7b to the 3rd. 7b times 3b is plus 21b squared. And then 7b times negative 1 again is minus 7b. And for our last set, 9 times b squared is plus 9b squared. 9 times 3b is plus 27b. And then 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. Now when it gets this large, what I would suggest is using our vertical method of combining like terms. I would line up our first one, which is 2b to the 4th, and then have this in order of degree, plus 6b to the 3rd minus 2b squared. And then I would bring in our next set underneath it. So we have our plus 7b to the 3rd plus 21b squared minus 7b. And then our last one, plus 9b squared plus 27b minus 9. And we are going to be adding these. And so we'll have the minus 9, negative 7b plus 27b is a plus 20b, negative 2b plus 21b squared plus 9b squared. Well, see, negative 2 plus 21 is 19. 19 plus 9 is 28, so plus 28b squared. 6 plus 7 is 13, so plus 13b to the 3rd. And then 2b to the 4th, well, that's just 2b to the 4th. So our answer, 2b to the 4th plus 13b to the 3rd plus 28b squared plus 20b minus 9. And that is this lesson on multiplying polynomials. Good luck.